These hotels, they don't look like much, but there is a lot of money being made off of them.
Extended stay hotels that are often the last resort for low-income families with poor credit who've become homeless. It's happening in a lot of our cities, but especially here in Atlanta. Urban renewal, the renovation and improvement of mostly low-income neighborhoods, restoration, gentrification. It's all good. Unless you're one of the families being squeezed out.
It's the same Wall Street investors who are leading families and individuals to become homeless to begin with because they buy up the rental housing. And then if you're even one day late on your rent, you have an eviction automatically filed against you. Before you know it, you're out. You don't have a home anymore.
We're using a fake name,
Right.
Why?
Because privacy, privacy.
Meet Maurice and Natalia. These days things are much better. They have an apartment. Life is manageable. But only 5 years ago they were on the brink of disaster. Maurice worked for a rental car agency and Natalia for an insurance company. But when Natalia gave birth to their third child, her salary stopped.
That threw everything off. I didn't get an income for like a point in time. And then next thing you know, you're out in the street with a baby.
Because?
We were late. And I remember I begged her. She was like, do you have it now? Can you get it now? And all we needed was to get the payday. It was crazy because like my mindset was in like, it was raining. The sheriff let me sit in his car.
That still gives me anxiety. Just getting that call from work and you having to leave work in a hurry and you come home and you see it kind of does something to you as a man.
Tell me.
It transforms you, it breaks you, and it will continue to break you if you allow it.
And when we get to storage, there's another family there too. And it's like, we don't say anything to each other, but we know that look.
We know that look.
And all you do is just nod, it's gonna be okay. Put your stuff in there, try to figure out somewhere to go.
When you see a family at a bus stop with luggage, you know they're not going to the airport.
The thing that haunts me most is the black bags. The
black
bags.
Yeah.
You already know
the
what
trash
it is.
bags.
When you get evicted, all your stuff, well, it was black, but now it's clear bags.
When did you first realize that you really were homeless?
I was like filling out paperwork and you would hesitate. And you're like, they'll ask you where you're living specifically.
Right.
Are you renting? Are you homeowner? Or are you homeless? You sit there and you struggle for a minute. You're like, well, I have a roof over my head, but it's not mine and it's temporary. And I could actually literally be booted out tomorrow. So you check the box, homeless. That's what we are.
It was 2020 during the pandemic, and the family of 5 was living in an extended stay hotel. Natalia was working remotely, answering customer service calls.
I got flagged because of the noise, and they were asking me if I could go to a quieter spot. So I sent them a picture of where I'm at because I'm telling them I'm in a hotel. And I was like, oh, we travel to hotels all the time. You could just go over to this. Man, my bed is right here. The kitchen is right here. And that's where I'm working from. Please help me find this quiet space. I'm trying my best.
I remember just realizing this is like an expensive prison. Mm-hmm. I was just looking at the bill. My kids can't go outside. There's no playground. We gotta keep the curtains closed because people walk through the hotels, they can look into your room, so there's no privacy.
In 8 months, they spent $17,000 on the extended stay room, nearly twice as much as they'd paid on their old apartment.
It's really important that we not talk about all of these families and individuals as if they're falling into homelessness. They are being pushed. This is an engineered neglect. And at every turn, there are entire business models that are set up to capitalize on their predicament.
Are you embarrassed about what happened?
So my husband just got this tactical hiking stick and he wants to show you, so you better be nice.
All right, guys, so this.
If I could be honest, yes. Because remember, it's not supposed to happen to people like us. We did everything that we were supposed to be doing. We tried our best, but you still end up in a hole, in hell.
Why isn't it supposed to happen to people like you? You're educated?
Yes,
You're hardworking?
yes. And we tried our best. You follow all the rules of life.
As does Rhea. Remember the single mother of 4 who pays $375 a week for that small extended stay room? A car is her livelihood right now, but she no longer has one of her own.
So I'm actually renting a car. I'm paying $60 a day.
60
Yes,
a day.
60 a day.
How many hours are you working before you just paid off that day's car?
If I go out there and drive for Uber after work, it'll take me probably like 2 or 3 hours. Depends on how the rides come in.
How many miles do you have on it?
187.
That's 187,000. It's a lot of miles.
Yes.
Yeah. How'd the tires?
Horrible.
So when the tire goes,
I have to replace them.
oh boy. When you lie awake at night, what are you thinking about?
Sometimes I want to give up.
I can understand that. But you've got children, so you can't.
My kids keep me going. It's so hard right now, I don't even know.
Sometimes when things are at their darkest,
Hi, my angel.
help comes in the person of someone who's known hard times herself. Someone like Sherry McCoy,
This is something you can drink in the morning for breakfast. It's really good.
who has a non-profit for the homeless.
I wake up every day with a goal to help at least one person.
I love you.
Rhea calls Sherry her angel.
We are a mutual aid organization, so I reach out to our generous community, and oftentimes people donate. Sometimes they don't, and that's when we dip into the reserves of good old credit cards, my own personal ones.
What does it take to keep your family going in a week?
Between my room, my car, and all the other expenses, I'm pushing 12 a week.
$1,200. How hard do you have to work to make $1,200?
I'm constantly driving from 2 in the morning, and sometimes I won't sit down until 8 o'clock at night.
Could you work any harder?
If I could, I would.
Yeah.
We turn now to senior contributor Ted Koppel, who looks at a disturbing reality facing more working Americans than ever: homelessness.
This intersection here, Memorial Drive and Candler Road, it's like you're crossing a threshold from this beautiful neighborhood, liberal arts college on that side, cafes, and then you cross over and it's dialysis centers, it's liquor stores, it's payday lenders. Other areas of Atlanta are booming, but this area sort of stayed stuck in this period of decline.
Brian Goldstone has devoted his book, which he calls There Is No Place for Us, to describing the challenges faced by literally millions of the working poor looking for a place to live. We're in Atlanta.
The poor are out here on these peripheral areas.
Goldstone has spent the better part of 6 years trying to understand why so many people who work full-time jobs with low wages are homeless.
The story we as a nation have told ourselves, that hard work is the key to success, that work is an exit from poverty, not having a home, being homeless. What these people show us is that there's something profoundly not true about that story anymore.
In the course of his reporting, Goldstone met Celeste, whose name he changed to preserve her privacy. Celeste has been known to work 2 and 3 jobs at a time to support her 8 children. All but 1 are now adults. She's inspected boxes at a warehouse, worked at a fast food restaurant, even sold plates of food from her room. She is resourceful.
I was working in a corner store from the time I was 10 years old. It always gave me like a sense of pride to do a good job at whatever I'm doing.
If she doesn't have a car, she'll walk to work. Sometimes that boils down to cleaning and tidying
What if you could clean your retainer at the touch of a button? No more brushing or tablets. Over 4 years ago,
Up a convenience shop. Just surviving is a constant struggle.
Because at one point, my car was my roof. I slept in my car for a month.
With the kids.
Yeah,
That's got to be tough.
it was.
What Celeste doesn't have is a passing credit score.
I could have the most money, but if my credit score is in a 700, then you don't want me in your property.
What totally destroyed her credit score was when an ex-boyfriend set fire to the home that she and her children were renting.
Walking into that house was like walking into a black hole. We had nothing.
What pushed her and her children into homelessness was the fact that this home was owned by a private equity firm who demanded that she pay rent for the current month's rent and an additional month as well, and she wouldn't get her security deposit back. This was to break the lease on this home that had burned down.
The sheriff put an eviction notice in the mailbox of the uninhabitable house. By the time Celeste found the notice,
the judge had handed down a default judgment, and by that point, her credit score had been destroyed.
which is what brought Celeste, what brings so many desperate people, to what's called an extended stay hotel. Celeste lived here with two of her youngest children for about 3 months. Now, what were you paying here?
$520 a week.
About $75 a day?
Yeah. And that's only if you book online now. If you don't book online and you have to pay them cash at the window, then you're paying the $80 a day.
Over the years, Celeste has lived in about half a dozen extended stays like this. Extended stay. That sounds so elegant, doesn't it?
It does.
Come to our extended stay.
Yes, and that's how they advertise it too. It actually says, come for a night, stay for a while.
Tell me what's wrong with the slogan.
It's a trap. A lot of the places are substandard. One of the places where I stayed, there was, you know how you put the mats down in the bathtub to cover supposedly slipping or falling or anything? Well, I pulled my mat up and there was a big hole in the tub. A lot of places have mold and mildew. They cause health problems. If you don't have them already, you will develop them.
Celeste was still living in an extended stay when things went from bad to a whole lot worse. Celeste, at one point in there, you found out you had cancer.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of cancer?
Breast and ovarian.
Why didn't you go to the doctor?
Life was lifing. People who are the primary breadwinners in a low-income family, you can't take the time off to go to the doctor because me missing a 10-hour shift at work, that's the difference of me paying for my room that day. Of course, I want to keep a roof over my head, so sick and all, I'm still going to go to work.
What struck me over and over again is just how incredibly resilient you were, even after the cancer. How? Why?
Because that's the face you have to show the world. There were many nights that I just was on my hands and knees, praying and believing that God made me a promise. And I was going to do my part because I knew He was going to do His.
Many of these stories are variations on a similar theme, and disproportionately they seem to impact people of color. Rhea, for example, has 4 children. In the last 2 years, she has lived with her kids in friends' apartments, in her car, and most recently in extended stay hotel rooms.
Hello. This is where we stay.
It ain't a hell of a lot of room, is it?